want to learn how to interlink pages using the AirTag. So straight to the point, just open your Visual Studio. Then from there, uh, I want to believe that you have a project that has different pages, so we can use the pages to link them up. So like the way I have my contact page here, I have the index page and I have the services page. So we want to see how we can be able to link them up using the anchor tag, and then I will style the anchor tag. So let me just clear my projects. So I want to believe you have a similar project, just pages with links, and then now the pages are already linked up with CSS on top here. If you are bumping up to this video for the first time, make sure you first watch the previous videos on how to link CSS with HTML. Yeah, so we do it using the link tag, this one. So like for this case, I have a CSS file in the CSS folder here. So I have this CSS folder, and then I have that CSS file. So let's begin. The first thing we need is to have the links with us. So just say a tag, and then from there the page that you want to link, which is for this case is index.html, and then people will be able to see homepage. Then another link, another a tag for the second file, which is services HTML, and then now people are able to see our services. Then the last one, which is a contact.html, then people are able to see contacts, something like that. So you need these three links uh, in all, across all the pages. So that's what we have achieved so far, is to link the pages using the anchor tag. Yeah, so that's what we have achieved. So the other thing that now we need is to style our links. Yeah, so to style your links, of course, now in your CSS file, let me just remove this. In my CSS file, uh, in my CSS file, I'm supposed to write some code that should style my links. Code that should style my links. So, of course, if you are targeting all the links, you just say the air tag, and then now you start styling. But one thing that I want you to realize is that anchor tags have several states. Anchor tags have several states. Uh, we have a active, we have a visited, a hover, a link. So a link is just a normal link which has not yet been visited. Then we have a visited, which is a link that has been visited. Then we have a hover, a link that uh, when the mouse is hovered over it. And then now we have a active, a link the moment it's clicked, just that particular moment when that link is being clicked. So maybe you can visit W3 schools and see these three steps. So we need this, but the other thing that you need also to understand is that the a hover must come after a link and a visited. The a hover must come after a link and a visited. Then a active must come over after the a hover. The a active must come after the a hover. So there's that like a procedure. So like we have a link, the a visited, then a hover and a active. That's how it should be. So let us just first rearrange them. So we have a link, a visited. So you can just say a full colon link. That's first state. Then another state, a full colon visited. Then another state, a full colon a hover. Then another state, a full colon active. So we have that. Now, if you see how your links are, this is the default style, and automatically it comes with the underline. So to remove the underline, then we have to use this attribute called text decoration. So in either all of them, you can just say text decoration none. That makes your links not to have that the underline. So the underline automatically now gets removed in all the states of your links, either on over, on click, or either of the states. So the other thing you need now is to maybe add some other items like the background color. So you can decide the background color at this point maybe is aqua. Yeah, that is a link aqua. Background color a visited. Background color a visited. Maybe violet. Background color uh, a different one on a hover. When you hover the mouse, then of course now on active state you can maybe leave it normal, or maybe you can decide to give it a certain color, like let me do color chocolate. Yeah, something like that. So we have the three states. So let me add something like now padding. Padding 20 pixels, not bad. This makes the space between the text and the button a bit bigger. So you can have padding 20 pixels across as well. Padding 20 pixels, padding 20 pixels, padding 20 pixels. What else do you need? Maybe text color maybe white. Color white for the A-link, color white for a visited, color white for another state, and active as well. So yeah, so if you want, maybe you can play around with border radius, the radius. Let me say 4 pixels, then a then a bigger one like 20 pixels, then 4 pixels, then maybe yes, that pixels. It's not you want how you want it to be. So you can play around with it. You can see my different states. For the link, I have border radius, so I also need to have same border radius in all the other states. It's the same in all the other states. So we have at least managed to work on our links. So that's what I have. Now I may need sometimes when you click this button, at least this button to remain maybe color a different color, so that at least a user can be able to see. When you visit like the index page, you may need to maintain a certain color in the index page. When you visit the services page, you need to maintain a certain color in the services page button. When you go to contacts, you may need as well to maintain a different color on the contact button, so that at least people can be able to see, yes, really, they have visited such a page. Now remember, we are just targeting, so far we have just targeted the A tag. So you may need now to introduce something called IDs or maybe classes. So like now I can just decide to create a class called active. We create a class using a dot. Yeah, then from there, as usual, opening and closing a curly bracket. Then you can decide this class active, maybe the background will always be chocolate. Then decide now in your different pages, that is under contact page, you can go to the contact button and introduce a class called active. You can give that class any other name, it doesn't matter. So you go to index, then under index button, you create a class called active. Yeah? class that we just created in our CSS. Then come to our services page and then introduce class and a services button called a class called active, something like that. So that means, what are we expecting? We're expecting the moment you click a certain page, that class, that color to remain. Let me see where the conflict is. Just a moment. On the CSS, a active, a hover, a visited. Let me comment the background color. Yeah, so that is what we wanted. So when we are under contact, when you click, we want the contact page at least to remain with a certain color. Services and also contact as well. So that is what we wanted to achieve. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next video.